So what should we expect on Monday morning? Are we in for a relief rally? Are we in for a mighty relief rally, or are we in for just a rally?
No, I think we should. In my opinion, we should have a very strong rally on Monday. As you yourself rightly mentioned that despite the geopolitical tensions, Indian markets were very resilient. However, if you look at what was happening in the global markets were very strong because the US was able to clinch a trade deal with the UK. India also, by the way, signed a trade deal with the UK, for which I think that impact really got lost out because we were in the midst of a escalation in war with Pakistan. And therefore, I think that the Indian markets, which were anyway one of the stronger markets in the world, because if you remember, before this skirmish started, we were one of the first markets to cross beyond the April 2 tariff levels, right? Which showed the strength of the Indian markets. But we were really held back because of this geopolitical concerns. And now that the military action has been halted, while we may continue to put pressure diplomatically and economically, I think what we didn't want and what the markets and what the world doesn't want is another protracted war, which we can't afford. And I think with that ceasefire, I think Indian markets should claw back a lot of the underperformance of the last few days, uh, and it should show a pretty strong rebound in my view.
So, Hiren, I want to talk about a pocket which, in a sense, has been under stress given where the geopolitical tensions have moved. Hotel stocks, tourism stocks, airline stocks. Now that things are looking, now it looks like that things will go back to normal, at least for the hotel, tourism as well as the aviation sector. Could these stocks they see some rally, Hiren?
Definitely, because uh, had this had this gone on for a longer period of time, I mean, we were already hearing, that international travel, if not domestic, and even domestic travel, because we had to shut like 32 airports, if I'm not wrong, and that would have certainly, created, if not a long-term, definitely a short-term dent in the momentum of these businesses, because then people would only fly if it was absolutely necessary. But now that, and let's hope that, this, I mean, we all hope this is fairly permanent and we don't have any more military action going forward. I definitely think that these stocks should recover going forward. And the markets may want to see for, let's say, about a week or so, especially after the May 12 meeting, how it goes. And, I mean, I personally don't feel we will come back to any more military action because I think each side, and especially Pakistan, has realized that we can inflict serious damage on them. So I hope that now the action will shift to more diplomatic and economic pressure rather than military action. So I think this sector will come back.
Hiren, objectively, if you look at the pure price change for the week gone by, despite geopolitical tensions, the markets were down by only 1.5%. So if I really want to be devil's advocate, can I say that, look, there was no panic reaction? If there was no panic reaction in the market last week when geopolitical tensions flared up, the relief rally may not be all that magnificent?
So Nikunj, at one level, sometimes you need to understand that it's not just the Nifty, but the broad markets had corrected significantly, right? Because as you know, when there is uncertainty, then, typically the more defensive sectors like FMCG and banks, etc., until even the banks were very resilient till now, right? But if you look at many of the more broader markets, we had seen some correction that had happened. Though I would say, yeah, I agree that, we were fairly resilient, but we had seen a slightly bigger correction in small and mid caps. And I think that, so while at a Nifty level, we may see a decent rebound, but I think a bigger rebound would come in the broader markets.
Really appreciate your time, and thank you once again for accommodating this interview.